Hello, I'm Tom. Welcome to the First Garden Report. This is going to be a weekly video where we are transparent about things we're working on, things we've found that aren't really working, things we've solved, things that you've solved. We're going to showcase some community content. We're going to be showcasing some tips and tricks behind the scenes. If it's Orchid related, I'm going to be bringing it to you each week on a regular basis. This week, we're going to be talking about shipping, we're going to be talking about bugs, we're going to be talking about community, which is quite a big one. We're going to be talking about some tips. I'm going to show you a few base tips, and we'll finish with some really cool community content. So let's talk about shipping. Well, first off, the first 1,000 orchids have landed, and it is one of the greatest moments of my life. I've worked on this for so long, and to see people posting on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and just all over the place using orchids to make music is unreal. Like, I just don't, I can't speak on behalf of the rest of the team. Well, I kind of can. Everyone is just absolutely over the moon. I do want to acknowledge that shipping took a lot longer than we would have liked, and I'm sure you would have liked. So we have listened there, and we're looking into getting more options, especially if you went through JFK. I don't know what was going on there, but that, for some reason, that took weeks and weeks just to get out of JFK. So we are going to have better shipping options in the future. So let's talk about bugs and fixes. The first one, and it's the one that really affected me the most, was just a handful of users got units with keys that weren't working, or they were a bit clacky, or the velocity was a little bit strange. We're beefing up our quality assurance. We've got people right now working hard on new techniques to make sure that these units don't actually go out into the public. It could be a transit thing, so we've got people stress testing these and shaking them for 9 hours straight to try and simulate a truck or a plane, but there were just a few handful of people that had keys that didn't work. Get in touch. I know how to fix this. I can call you, I can do a video call, we can do a phone call. It's a very, very simple process, and it fixes it permanently. You don't have to open the back. It's a simple little fix, and I want to do it for you. The second thing was firmware updates. So we identified a problem where if MacBooks went to sleep halfway through an update, then the website no longer registered that an Orchid was plugged in. If you are stuck and when you turn your Orchid on and you just see a QR code, get in touch, support@telepathicinstruments.com. It'll take us 2 minutes over the phone or a video call, whatever you like. And this only has to happen once. Once you've done this, this won't happen again. Okay, loop mode. We are very aware that loop mode was doing a thing where it was freezing, the application was kind of screaming, and you have to turn it off. So this has now been fixed. It's going to be rolled out in our next update. And our next update is going to be a massive bug update. And the reason it's taking so long is because we really want to make sure that we've covered every single thing that you guys have told us. Charging stuff, that's going to be fixed as well, so that's exciting. And there are some battery percentage accuracy things. So all of these things our developers have been working on extremely hard. Okay, next thing on the list is community. This is a big one. We're going to shift completely to Discord for any sort of community focused stuff. Patreon is still going to be the place where we release updates and any major kind of news or features or drops. We're going to stick with Patreon, but as far as chat goes, we're switching over to Discord. Big ups to Slyfox for setting up a community server unofficially. It was great. We got to watch the community put together the platform that they wanted to have. We've embraced this. Like, we are there now. I'm going to be in there every morning answering questions. So please shift your focus over there. That's where we're going to be focusing our main discourse between you guys and us, basically. There's a few key things in Discord that I noticed that was a common theme. The first one being able to save your own presets. This is something that people wanted. They want Orchid to feel more like their own. We've given you 40 sounds. They're really cool. Kev's had a lot of fun designing them, but people want to be able to modify these. They want to be able to do different things with them, design their own sounds. So we've listened really, really hard to that, and we're working on some way that we can implement that. Totally unrelated to that, you might have seen that we posted out for a VST developer position, and I've been talking to some really smart people over the last couple of weeks. Totally unrelated to what I was just talking about before, by the way. Anyway, let's move on. The second thing was MIDI clock sync. So this is an interesting one. People are plugging it into their door, but the BPM on the Orchid isn't matching up with the BPM on the door. What's going on there? That's something that we slipped up on. So we're actively currently working on a solution for that as well. Moving on to a tip. This is something I found on Discord as well. This is a common theme that people have been talking about, the Ranjit, Xlarch, Surge World. I hope I pronounced that right. The main thing is if you want to change the bass volume independently, you can hold down the volume dial and turn it, and this adjusts the bass volume for you separately. Another thing that people are a little bit unsure about is the bass menu. It's a little bit of a hidden menu actually. If you hold the bass dial down, you get this menu here. And two options I want to talk about here. The first one is if you choose bass single notes. This just means the keyboard now plays the bass sound when you've got no chords played. Of course, if you hold down a chord and start playing, you'll get the chord and the bass note, but when you let go, you'll go back to just having the bass notes played. And you can also choose solo. This means all you hear is the bass notes. Even when you press chords, you're only going to hear the bass notes. Okay, now I want to talk about some highlights. Soph has gone through and picked out 5 reels over the last couple of weeks that we think are excellent examples of how Orchid could be used. I'm going to play them for you now back to back, and then I'm going to show you what I think is my favorite video. So wonderful stuff. Please keep posting. Hashtag OrchidSynth on Instagram. Just keep posting cool stuff, please. Keep posting cool stuff. It keeps us lots of dopamine. It's really, really, really cool. My video, I'm not going to play it because it's a very, very long thing, but it is iturnknobs' very brave teardown of Orchid. I also had a really awesome chat with this human. I'm assuming it's a human because I chatted with an oscilloscope for 20 minutes. Really, really awesome person. So yeah, shout outs to them, and there'll be a link in the description to that video. Okay, here's a fun little thing. This is where all the orchids currently are in the States. I don't know, just a fun little statistic. I like statistics. Hopefully you do too. So here you go. And just a note on that, the next drop's coming pretty soon. I'm not going to say when, but it's global and it's coming. So keep your ear to Patreon if you want to find out more about that. So that's it for this week's garden report. Make sure you check out Instagram. Make sure you check out Patreon. Make sure you check out Discord. Head over there. That's where all the action is currently happening. Show some love, especially big up Sly Fox once again for setting this up. Finally, I just want to finish with a video that I thought was particularly special and well made. If you're making videos like this, please email them through in high quality. I really want to feature one of these each week at the end of each roundup video. My name's Tom. Thanks for watching.